What is your plan to sort out the Northern Ireland Protocol?
Well, look, quite simply at the moment, the economy of Northern Ireland is being pulled out of the orbit of the rest of the economy of the United Kingdom, and that's wrong. Whether your grandmother trying to send a birthday present to your granddaughter in Northern Ireland, whether you're trying to take your pet on holiday, whether you're a supermarket trying to sell your sandwiches in all parts of the United Kingdom, these things shouldn't be that difficult. They don't infringe on the integrity of the single market, and we need to fix them. So the bill that's in Parliament is one that I support, that will address them, but it will take time. So I hope as a new Prime Minister I can also sit down and have a constructive relationship with both the Irish, French and European governments to make sure that we can try and see if we can find a constructive solution to this problem, not least because it would mean we could solve it far faster than the time it takes the bill to get through Parliament. But people should be in no doubt. It's wrong what is happening. The Northern Ireland economy should, of course, be an integral part of the UK economy. It shouldn't be sucked out, and I will make sure that that doesn't happen as PM.
I want to ask you a bit about the campaign and how it's going. Are you really still in this? This is not already a foregone conclusion. All the polls suggest that Liz Truss is miles ahead. Why are you traipsing around going to, what was it? I lost count actually the number of places you're going to today. Why are you still traipsing around the country doing this?
Because I'm fighting passionately for the things that I believe are best for this country, and the reception I'm getting everywhere I go is positive. People are responding well, and I think I've got a fantastic chance to make progress in this campaign. And all the polls don't say that, actually, Matt. There was a poll of councillors the other day, and there have hardly been any polls, to be honest, but there was a poll of councillors which showed it was completely evenly split between me and Liz Truss and people who don't know, and that's the point. Actually, you've probably seen some of these hustings. You ask people who's made up their mind. Lots of people have not made up their mind. So, I'm going to go out and fight very hard for every vote. I'm giving it everything I've got, as you can see, across the country, and I'm going to do that till the last day of this campaign.
The heat wave, the drought that's happening. There's a hosepipe ban introduced in your part of the world, in Yorkshire, where you're an MP. How's that going to affect you? Are you gardening? How's the swimming pool?
I'm spending virtually no time at home because I'm out on a campaign. So if you think about what I'm doing, where am I today? I started the day in Oxfordshire and Henley. Now I'm in Windsor and Maidenhead. Then I'm going to Ruislip, then I'm in West London, then I'm in Wimbledon, and then I'm all the way down in Chichester. So that's where I'm spending my days. That's what a campaign is about. I'm out and about. But look, obviously this drought is very serious. I know the Environment Agency is working with farmers in particular that I care about. I have lots of farmers near my own home who will be concerned about all these things. And it actually shines a light on what we need to do, which is make sure our water companies are fulfilling all their obligations to us in correcting leaks. Because what's not acceptable is if we have an enormous amount of water wasted through leakage and indeed polluting our rivers, that's just not right. And we need to make sure we have a regulatory regime and a set of laws, which we've recently passed in Parliament, that can mean that we can properly hold those water companies to account, fine them when they're not doing the right thing. And that hasn't happened clearly sufficiently in the past. The new powers allow us to do that. And I want to make sure as Prime Minister that we use them to fix this problem.
Bluntly, honestly, I don't need £200. You don't need £200. Why are you and I going to get £200 when some people in this country can't afford to heat their own dinner?
Because the vast majority of people, Matt, are going to need some help because the bills are going up at such a rate that many people, even in decent jobs with a decent wage, are going to feel the pinch. And I think it's right that everyone gets some support. And it's very hard to find ways to do that quickly and efficiently to benefit the vast majority of people whilst excluding a few people at the top, which if it was possible to do, of course I'd prefer to do that. But you've got to deal with what is practical in government, and that is a good lever that we can pull that gets lots of support to lots of people quickly. But on top of that, you are right. There are two groups of other people who will need more help. People on very low incomes and pensioners. Now, Liz Truss's tax plans do virtually nothing for those people. I don't think that's right because they will need direct financial support. They don't have an easy way of increasing their incomes. They're going to face a really difficult winter, and the compassionate, conservative thing to do is to provide those people with direct assistance. And that's what I will do as Prime Minister. I announced some as Chancellor, and as Prime Minister I would go further because the situation is worse than we thought. That's the right thing to do.
The latest GDP figures out today show the economy shrank by 0.1%. The Bank of England says it's only going to get worse over the next year. Is this the start of your recession?
Well, it's pretty clear that the numbers show that inflation is the clear and present danger to the economy. That's what I've been saying for weeks, and it's why that the next Prime Minister needs to have a plan to grip inflation and should make it the #1 priority. That's what I've been saying for a while. These numbers demonstrate that that's the case. So it's important that we support people this winter with energy bills in particular, because we know it's going to be really tough. And I've just been writing in your paper about exactly my plans to do that. And then we need to have a good plan to grow the economy, where my tax reforms this autumn will get businesses investing and innovating, because that's how you grow the economy in the long run. That's the right plan. And pursuing policies that will make inflation worse and last longer, I don't think are the right thing for the country. And that's what I'm talking to people about everywhere I go.